Yes, I'm calling this the Minimalist Canon Eos R user. I got 5 lenses that I use for the Canon EOS R, mainly 2. One vlogging lens and one photography, which I use for video as well. It's the 35mm 1.8 RF lens, and it's an incredible lens. I love it. It doesn't minimize anything that this camera has to offer, and it's a beautiful lens at that. It produces great quality, as you can see what it's doing right now with the bokeh in the background, blurring out all my small little New York apartment that I have here. You have the choice of living in these little itty bitty apartments in this humongous, amazing big city, or you could go live somewhere else and have an amazing apartment or house, but live in a boring place. And I've had that before. I lived in one of the greatest places you could ever live in Florida, which is Naples, Florida, and it was beautiful out there. But for now, I wanted to be in a big city with big noise and big things happening and something crazy always going on. I love the energy out here. It's incredible. I love meeting the people out here. It's just a nice place to live. I'm never bored out here. I came to New York, picked up photography, videography, had fun doing it. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. It was life-changing, and it's something that I'll never regret. You know, being that New York is what it is, it's very expensive out here, and I have no choice but to be a minimalist, and I have to make sure that I focus on what I need to focus on and stay away from spending big money on big things. That has brought me to the point with my camera, which I love dearly. I decided to go professional, and I consider this a professional camera, even though it's not considered that. When you say it has the same sensor as the 5D Mark IV, it is a professional camera. I don't care what you say. The proof is in the pudding. When you go hashtag Canon EOS R on Instagram, you will see the most incredible images that you would ever see in your life. It's a professional camera. When I purchased the Canon EOS R, it was great. I was happy with what I had, and I used the lenses that I had. It came with the adapter for your EF lenses, and right here I'm gonna tell you right now, this is one of the main lenses that I use. It's the 10-18 EFS lens. It's restricted. You can't use 60 frames per second on here, but I'm alright with that because all I use is for video. I really don't do slow motion with it. If I want to do slow motion, I pop on the 35mm 1.8 and I put on the 120 frames per second at 720p, and I always upscale everything. When I'm doing video, you could upscale it to 4K if you wanted to. You got an individual that runs around in Cali and all over the United States by the name of David Dobrik, and he runs around with a basic camera like this. It's a $1,000 camera. It's called the Canon 80D, and he uses a basic kit lens. I tried to Instagram and DM him. I'm like, what lens are you using? And I researched the whole thing, and sometimes he'll be in front of a mirror and he'll go like this and he'll show the lens that he's using, and I'll pause it and I'll look in there and I say, he's using a kit lens. He's using a basic, I think it's an 18-135. He's running around making millions of dollars. They use basic stuff, man, to produce great quality. It's all about producing. And if you can't produce with whatever you have, then you got some issues. I mean, when I first purchased my Canon 80D, I went and bought the Nifty 50, which is the 50mm 1.8, and I went and bought the 24mm 2.8, which was great. It was the pancake lens. That's my most watched video, and it was the corniest video I've ever did. I made it very YouTube-y. Listen to what I say. I edited that on a tablet. I didn't make any excuses. I did videos. I used a phone and a tablet for my first 50 videos, thanks to Peter McKinnon. I got hooked onto the Adobe Premiere Pro, which is completely amazing and totally worth it. I've only been using it for about a year and a half, and I've been creating videos ever since. You know, when time goes by, you know, you begin to upgrade your stuff. Like I went from the 50mm 1.8 to the 1.4. This creates incredible images. Anytime you want to investigate a lens, the best thing for you to do other than going to YouTube is to go to Instagram and hashtag whatever lens that you have or whatever lens that you're looking for and see what it produces out of the camera that you have. This produces great quality images, and I've used it a lot. 50mm 1.4 gives you professional quality images. I was watching a video by a young lady who travels, and she runs around with the 5D Mark IV. She doesn't like to bring her 1.2 50mm 1.2, which is an L lens. She'd rather bring this around because it's light and easy to carry, and it doesn't weigh anything. It's super light. really don't carry it around anymore because I have this lens, the 35mm 1.8. It produces great images. Other than that, I use 10 to 18. I have this basic kit lens on here, which I produce a couple videos with this. I run around with this in my bag because it weighs nothing. This thing weighs nothing, the 18 to 55. I produced a Halloween video out of it, and it came out great. And lo and behold, I got one Sigma. I'm a fan of Sigma. I don't really like a lot of the third-party lenses, and I'm very skeptical with a lot of them. The art lenses that they're producing are crazy for Sigma. I'm holding on to this one for my dear life because it's the only 2.8 lens that I have, and it's a 17 to 50. I wouldn't consider it a vlogging lens because of the mechanics in it. The autofocus makes a lot of noise, but it produces great images and it looks great on the Canon Eos R. So basically, to minimize the noise, you would have to take the autofocus off, set it to manual, and do it yourself, which is really easy. That's why I don't get rid of this lens. But the build quality on this is incredible. This 17 to 50 is just, it's an underestimated lens for a cheap price. The starting price when it first came out was about $800 to $900, and now you can get it for probably less than $300. I run around every day with this 10 to 18. On this camera, it looks phenomenal. On the Canon 80D, you would only be able to bring it out during the day because it just doesn't produce high quality images when it's shady outside. Today I brought it out. I brought it out when it was raining. This is how it looks.
It's Monday morning. I'm over here running on my car to move it, and it looks like nobody's moving their cars. What's going on? What am I missing out on? How come nobody's moving their cars? Don't tell me. I could have called 301. This is crazy. What is going on? What? I wish I could zoom this far so you can see this. What is going on over here early in the morning? That's hilarious. See, it's at times like this I'm supposed to have a zoom lens, but I didn't have one on. I just slapped whatever I had on and just ran about my business. And I would be so mad if I come to find out I didn't have to move my car.
Hello, and thank you for calling 311 in New York City. Monday, alternate side parking rules are suspended. All other rules...
Oh! I didn't even need to move my car. Came running over here like a madman. Running like it's a marathon to come save my car so I don't get a ticket. Man, I could have stayed sleeping. It felt so good to stay there in bed. I was up all night, frustrated, because I was trying to record a video and nothing was coming out right. This guy's still yelling over here. This is the guy right here. Look.
Get out of here, you drunken bum. You drunken bum. That's all you know how to do is to drink. Don't come near me anymore. I don't want to get
Good old Jackson Heights.
It's definitely worth having. I don't see the need to upgrade right now. Eventually I'll get the 24 to 105, but for now I'm comfortable where I'm at. All my lenses cost less than $450. If I get a big deal, somebody wants to produce a high quality video, they have a big budget, then I'll go rent these lenses. Or if they're giving me some serious change, then I'll go buy the lens. But other than that, I'm not gonna even think about getting it. It's just a want. So I remain a minimalist when it comes to this. That's all I have to say today. Thank you for watching. My name is Daniel. This is Scratching Beyond the Surface. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all that YouTube stuff that YouTube tells you to do. And thank you for watching.